Hi, this is Cheryl St.Pierre of Majestic Wire Artworks. In this video, I'm going to show you the basics of making freeform finger swirl earrings. These earrings are meant to match the freeform finger swirl link set that went up, I believe, in January. And so I'm going to, like I said, it's going to be the basics because it is a free form and it's a freestyle. So you're going to have choices and every pair will be different. But I'm going to give you the just the information you need in order to be more successful in your ventures. So I went and did a couple of examples of different things you can do. They're not complete because I wanted to show you that they were examples. Okay, so to start with, this earring, I've done the traditional loop with the wrap, and with this earring, I just it's got the twisted form in them. They both have that, but I just did a loop and did twisting, so it's your choice as to what you're going to do. I'm going to show the twisting format in this video because what's the point of doing a fancy wrap job if it's going to be hidden most of the time? I mean, it's as I say, it's free form and it's going to be your style, so that's your decision. You can try both and go from there. It's what you do with this. Sorry, my speech is a little bit off tonight. You do your loop, you do your wrap, then you pull your two wires straight down and you do your twist to give your strength, just like you do in the links. And what I did then is I made this one longer. We measure them from 1 inch. This is 1.5 inches of the top of the loop to the bottom of the twist. Then I added a bead and then added some fancy swirls. This is rather thin. It's kind of elegant looking. I used a 6mm rondelle. I'm going to use 8mm rondelle tonight because I just feel it needed more body than the 6mm. This one, again, I use 6mm and it's okay, but I think I'd rather have the 8mm. And I made this one wider with a little more fancy swirls. Also, this one only has the one bead and I've made it just copper above here. And this is raw copper I'm using. People keep asking me what I use. This is 20 gauge raw copper. And this one I added some beads to it. And tonight I'm going to be doing beads as well because it's easy enough to eliminate beads. It's harder to add them. Okay, so what I've got for myself here for beads is, of course, this is your decision, but I have one 8mm bead for each. I have two of a different color 4mm rondelles, and I have two 4mm bicones that are the exact same color as the large rondelles. I just like to mix it up and give it a variety. You'll have to excuse me. I guess I'm a bit tired tonight. Apologies. Okay, so what I want you to do first is, like I said, we're doing just a loop and twisting it. And for this one, I've gone 1 inch. From the top of the loop to the bottom of the twist is 1 inch. The earring will be longer than that because the bead will make it longer. So I'm going to show you how to do that, but I'm going to do it with a shorter wire so I'm not fighting with the camera, because the wire always hits the camera when I use wires like that. So I've got a shorter piece of wire here. Your pieces will be, and that's your choice, excuse me, of I'm using 2.5 feet, 2.5 feet of 20 gauge raw copper wire, and you can go from 2.5 to 3 feet. It's up to you. Experiment. So all I'm doing is putting in my wire like this, and I'm pulling this bottom wire up and the top wire down and tug it like that. Try and make it as round as possible. And then I just take these and twist. Really, it's not that difficult. And then you want to make them both the same. So we're going to step side by side. And this would probably be approximately 1 inch. I'll stop at this point and measure. And it's bang on 1 inch. Whoa, there. Missed the, sorry about that. We've got 1 inch there. So it doesn't take much. It's quick, okay? And then you just make 2 of them. So if you want, you can pause your video now and make your 2 and to catch up with me. Okay, so I would assume that you're back now. And again, the crucial part of this is because it's freeform and it's so wire has a mind of its own, you really need to do each step. And if you're mirroring especially, I'm going to add a bead on this. You got to do left earring, right earring, whichever you do first. Do the opposite one immediately afterwards. So I'm going to take this to the side. You can make it go flat down. I'm just going to the side, and I'm just going to wrap around like this. And now I'm going to take this one and wrap around as well. And again, I'm hitting the camera. Okay. And now I don't want to, I could wrap around again, but I don't want to. I'm actually just going to do a little swirl at the side like this. See, like that? Whoop. Okay. And then I'm going to go under. Do I want to go under? Decisions. I'm making another swirl. Like that. And I'm going to go up. I'm going to spread my wire out. And I'm going to go up. And go down around like this. Okay, so you see I've made a long, elegant, and I should have stopped sooner than that, because now it's going to be harder to do my opposite one. I just got carried away. So I'm going to try and do the opposite with my other earring. So I need to have this nearby to reference what I did. Okay, and I put the bead on the top on the left. So this time on the right. This time I'm going to do the top on the left. And I'm wrapping around the top. And then I'm wrapping this one around. Remember, there's no set rule in how you do this. You don't have to do it the way I'm doing it. So the next thing I did was a little loop over here and then a secondary loop. So I did a little loop and then a secondary loop. Now, just so that you know, they're not going to be exact. They're only going to be similar. And you got to give yourself that break. Okay, so now I want it to go further like this, and then I went yes, okay, and I went like this. Okay, and up. Okay, now this is hard. My wire is still fighting with the camera. Can you, are they similar? Is it hard to tell? Okay. No, I did make a mistake. Okay, I want to be over like this. Okay, I'm gonna try straightening this out. I did mess up a little bit. So I'm gonna use my thumbnail. And I might get a little bit of kink. If it does, I'm just gonna cover it up with more, and it is gonna kink on me. Okay. I'll cover it up with swirls. Okay. And that's okay, because that's the beauty of freeform. Okay, so I'm going to do a swirl over there. Okay, and now before I go any further, I'm going to do the same on this one in reverse. Okay, just got to keep always referencing back. And there. I think they're similar now. Okay, I'm going to add a bead at this point. And I'm going to do my darker, one, the bicone. Gotta decide which wire to put it on, the inner wire. Okay, so I'm just going to wrap this wire, the opposite wire, around the bead. You see how that looks? Okay, I don't know what the finished product's going to be like. And now I'm going to put a bead on this one. Try and get a similar positioning. There's that one. Okay, and now I'm going to swirl it up and flip it around the back for stability. I'm going to do the same for the opposite one. There. And now I'm going to make, whoops, move the camera. Okay, I'm going to make another stone over here with a swirl. Don't want to get too complicated because sometimes too much takes away. So this is a 4mm rondelle, and I'm just going to put it there and wrap this one around it. And I'm gonna do the same for the opposite one. I want to work, and it's really hard for me to stop. I want to work and finish it off, but then I know I'll mess it up. Okay, so I've got that bead sitting forward, wrap it around. Not cooperating with me. Okay. Oh, and it is different. Doing a video, I'm on top of this bead and that's on the bottom of that bead. Not sure how I managed to do that, but that's okay. We will be similar enough. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to do another swirl beside it, like this, and another one over top, and it'll kind of disguise what I just did. Okay, so now I'm going to do a little swirl here, and then a bigger swirl. Oops. I hope I'm not out of focus too much. I know I'm having difficulties showing this because it is challenging. Okay. And now what I'm going to do is I'm headed to the back, and I didn't even use my 2.5 feet. I've got lots left, but you never know when you need that length. I just kept these a little bit more on the simple side. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to attach the ends to the swirl just to finish it off. So now I'm going to just give myself about a little bit less than 1 centimeter. I'm going to take my chain nose pliers and tuck those under so that the ends are hidden. And that one's done. And now I'm going to do the same with this one. Tuck those in. And they're definitely different, but still a pair. Can you see that? And it's acceptable for them to have some changes. But you know, the more you do, the easier it gets. And the fact that I'm making a video and on camera always takes away from my creativity. But they're still beautiful. And you know, I made these for myself. I have a top that they'll go great with, that I'm always hunting for earrings for. That's why I chose the color of earrings here. But I love them, and I'm hoping you will too. I'm going to quickly put ear wires on them. And you know, you have to do step by step with each other because it is so hard to keep them the same. And the fact that I made that mistake kind of shows how easy it is to not remember the steps that you took with something like this. And every pair you make will be totally unique and your own, and you'll never be able to duplicate it again unless you were to make like 6 pairs at a time and did each step like 3 rights and then the 3 lefts. That way you could make really similar ones. They wouldn't be perfect because they never are, but it is doable, because I've done something like that because I had to make a set. And if you're doing a wedding party or whatever, you know, this goes great with sterling silver. You could definitely use craft wire for something like this. It's going to be more flimsy, but for earrings, it's pretty safe. For a necklace, I would experiment. It might not be strong enough for a necklace, but yeah, go for it. I like copper. I love how copper works, and in most of my videos I'm using raw copper because I'm constantly being asked, and I buy it from Rio Grande, and that's in the States, and I get it mailed. And my beads, I get most of my beads on eBay because I live in a tiny community. I have no craft stores in my city, and I have to drive like an hour and a half away to get to the nearest half-decent craft store. And to me, it's just easier to mail order my items, and I do that mostly on eBay, just because in Canada shipping is pretty expensive, so I try to do free shipping on eBay, and it's done me fairly well. Once in a while you get taken, but most of the time I get everything I order, so I'm pretty happy with the way I've done things, and I built up a supply so that I don't have to purchase stuff for every item. Anyways, I'm getting too chatty. I want you guys all to have a good evening, and take care. God bless, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.